We're live, and frankly, we're gaming.
Really?
Frankly, I'm gaming right now.
Who's Frank?
That's a good question. I'm not sure I know the answer. Oh, my creature. Wake up, my creature. How do you... He's not waking up. Am I clicking on the fan? I was not clicking on the fan. Do it.
Oh, that's why he wasn't waking up.
Kinda fucked up of him to not wake up, though.
He's EP sleepy. He's never gonna wake up.
Yeah. This is a funny game. Okay, which way do I want to go? Well, there's only one way to go in this game. This room, actually, apparently. Uh,
You know, like for playing shooters, so you get to shoot someone right in the penis.
This is the best part of
So
the shooter
I was,
experience.
I was crouching to avoid his gunfire, and
Yeah.
obviously when I crouch, my gun ends up being directly where their crotch is. So it's just like, penis attack, go!
Oh god. I got attacked by the buzzes. I think I might have to just like deal with those while I'm hunting though, because I do need food. I can't actually go up here is the problem.
The hungry caterpillar.
Hungry, hungry slug cow.
Yes. It's so hard not to hear that slut cat every time.
He jumped right into the hole. The hungry slug cat is proving more. Slut cat is proving truer than ever.
The gluttonous beast.
Yeah. Oh, god. I do not like how they are trying to get me. Oh, I have a supervisor over here. They're not called supervisors, I don't know. I think I just managed to kill that bastard. Did I actually kill him? I didn't. But he is
What are you killing?
definitely injured. I managed to attack a lizard and almost kill it, I think.
Oh, what I heard was I managed to kill the fat ass, and I'm like, what the fuck?
What part? I think I'm just hearing what you want to
Who
hear.
the hell is the fat ass, and why are you killing them?
That's kind of fucked up, TBH. Okay, so in here we have a green lizard. Who's just kind of sitting there, chilling out, you know. I'm just not gonna
You know,
bother
it's
with the
like,
green lizard.
no matter what context it in, it will always, like, just look bad.
What?
It's using third person in, social media. So if you ever type a post on like Twitter or like Blue Sky or like whatever, and you're talking in third person in a typed post, it will always sound weird, like wrong and weird, like childish.
Like talking about yourself in third person?
Oh yeah, obviously.
Because like just saying talking in third person, I'm like, well, if you're just talking about like anyone else, you're gonna talk about it in third person. That's the thing.
No. I did say talking in third person, which would imply that it is yourself.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. I understand now. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay, I have I have a lizard coming for me. Fuck, man. Oh, he just left. He just left.
Honey, that's just the Australian experience. There's a lizard coming for me.
Okay, yeah, you got me.
At all points, there might be.
Yeah, this is true. Okay, I'm not super sure what to do in these rooms here. It feels like I probably need to have, feels like I probably need to have a spear on me just because there's so many lizards around. Oh, I need to grab my spear. Probably also, like, I need to use the food in that one room, even though it's not a very good situation. Is this stuff food? I honestly can't tell. I don't think it is. Oh, these are the treats you give to the big boys. I think these are the treats you give to the big boys. Yeah. Okay. That would make sense. Okay, so the way to get up is pretty long. You gotta go a lot of rooms. Looks like I have to just kind of stop here. Sorry.
Pop music stuck in my head now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What? What?
I'm doing this. Oh god.
Oh god, he's in my brain.
I'm in your brain.
He's in my grey matter. He's chewing up the place.
Sad but true. Oh my god, Slugcat, can you please?
The guy, the announcer in this game, when he says Leeds hours, he says it so quickly that it sounds like he's saying like the R slur at me every time. So I'll just be playing the game and he's like, Leeds hours, and he says it so quickly, I'm like, why would you call me that? Why would you say that? It's so fucked up. You know what I'm saying? No, he's not listening.
I don't know what you think he's saying.
It's like old Latin for slow. That's what they used to use for like disabled people. It's very bad.
Okay, okay. Oh, I'm trying to press buttons with my mouse, which doesn't do anything after. Oopsies, oopsie days. I just did a beautiful jump.
Imagine someone saying it in a strange French accent.
The French are always doing this, TBH.
Even though the guy that's saying it isn't French.
Just imagine him being French. I fucked up with that.
I don't. That's too scary.
Yeah, I don't think I could handle the thought, frankly.
Who's Frank?
And why are you always talking about him?
This is always happening to our marriage.
Frank is fucking ruining my marriage. Oh my god, there's a lizard. This guy.
What happens when we actually get married? Do you think I can still make these jokes?
I mean, nothing seems to be able to stop you, is the thing.
It's true. Also, it kind of sounds like I said make it these jokes. I'm suddenly turned to Mario.
Thankfully, green lizards are as dumb as a pile of rocks, so I can kind of just go over them and they don't even know. Sass doesn't even know. TBH. Can I just let these guys fight each other? Ha! I have escaped. Did you see that?
What did you just do to that, man?
I just like, jumped over them and they couldn't do anything about it.
This is messed up. Is that even allowed? Is that legal?
I don't think it is, but that's definitely not stopping it, is all I know. I love when you get confident enough in this game to just kind of like ignore the enemies and like go fuck it, we ball and run, you know?
Fuck it, we bowling.
Fuck it, we bowling, yeah. Oh, I got a dusted cat charm. Need a spear. I think. So I can't make that jump just by jumping, I think. No, I can. Ah! Made it. I think the problem is that the length of time between storms for this area is very low, because I'm pretty sure I'm already most of the way to the storm happening.
Isn't the storm just like on a timer like every round?
No, it varies every time.
Oh.
There are certain areas that get them faster or slower, but dinner, Australian breakfast. I just had a Italian cabbage dish for dinner,
Oh,
personally.
tragic.
What
I
did you have?
had yogurt and muesli and fruit in a jar that I prepared the night before.
Muesli. What's muesli?
Muesli. I ate the cat.
Oh no.
Granola. Muesli.
Muesli.
Muesli? You know a fun fact about granola?
Sure.
So granola was basically a brand name, and then it was spelt away like granola or like granola. So one of the two. Basically, the people that was supposed to be like copyright stealing it were the ones that were more popular. So like they couldn't use the word granola, but there was like a specific spelling of the word granola, so they had to change it. But then the company that was infringing on the guy's copyright was the one that was more successful. So that's why the regular spelling for granola is the way it is compared to like the original product. Yeah,
Hmm.
overnight oats, basically what it is. So like I just get oats with like other things mixed into it and like nuts and things, and then you put the fruit on top of that, and then you put yogurt on top of that, and it kind of like mixes together into a sludge. It's delicious.
Okay, now we have the slight problem that I'm completely out of food.
But the store only had like low fat yogurt instead of the like regular cheap normal Greek yogurt,
Yeah,
so it's a bit runnier than it normally is. Like, I'm not particularly worried about the fat that's in my yogurt if I'm only having it once a day and it's in like a very small amount.
yeah. I like to have fruit and yogurt sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. There's fruit and granola. Um, Also, like, a lot of the things are wrong. A lot of like the fat-free or the low-fat stuff just means they put more sugar in it rather than the other way. And like having fat in things isn't bad if you just have like a normal amount of fat in your diet anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I do not know much of anything, to tell you the truth, Bard.
I'd be being healthy for real, on God.
Okay, I do know what you're saying.
You guys better. What have I done now?
Sorry?
I said bastard, and I said, what have I done now?
I wasn't talking about. I was talking about this little freakazoid.
Just,
Okay, so the way we continue is up, I think. Go up, but I don't know. To get up,
go up, Baldy.
that's the problem.
Get up, stand up.
Jump up to get down, jump around.
Yeah. Jump around. A pound of plain yogurt a day. Yeah, that's a bit healthier. I wonder how much that is in liters.
20 million.
1 pound is half a liter of water, so a little bit less than that. That's not too crazy. I mean, yogurt's pretty good. Because I'm probably eating like a quarter of that. Like way less than that actually.
Yeah, we figured out the route, boys. Pound of plain yogurt a day. Yeah, I have a smoothie for breakfast, and the smoothie has peanut butter, protein powder, fruit, and soy milk.
Wait, yogurt, is that like Greek yogurt? Like the tangy kind of sour yogurt.
I think so.
Maybe we're just weird by calling it Greek yogurt. I always wonder who invented yogurts. I thought it was India.
To me, it would logically follow that it would be somewhere in Europe, just because Europeans have the best, like, average ability to digest things made with dairy, but it is very possible it was India.
Yeah, but lacto fermentation is like a big thing. A lot of Indian dishes have yogurt in them, and there's a lot of like Indian yogurt is really nice. Like, have you ever had like a mango lassi or something? That shit's delicious.
No, I haven't.
And like a lot of Mediterranean, like Middle Eastern dishes also use yogurt, and there's a lot of things like tzatziki, which is a yogurt dish, which I think tzatziki might be Greek, but also that's all like the same kind of area, so like it's very common for cooking ideas and like recipes to spread.
Yeah, you have no idea how pissed the Turkish are about the Greeks getting credited with having fancy yogurt when Turkish people are 200% sure that their yogurt is better.
But the problem with that is that Greece and Turkey were just like invading each other and like being in the same area, like Constantinople, Istanbul, you know,
Yeah,
like they were just hanging out together, so. That's like every time different. It's just called yogurt. Okay, funky. I didn't know that. But like a yogurt, it's referred to as Greek yogurt, is usually just a flavor here, and I don't really know what the difference being is. At the store, they had this like pot yogurt as well, like cooked in pot yogurt, which I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? As in like in the container. I was very confused on why I would have to spend 20 cents more for like a different colored plastic container.
I don't even know where my little guy is. Oh, there he is. Okay.
My mom used to make her own yogurt. A little like device for it. There's also like one of those. Okay, so it could be one of those things that's just innate to human nature. Like producing alcohol was never really like no one invented that. Everyone invented that. You feel me? Yeah, it's a third amount of lactose is milk, so that makes sense to me. I was thinking it had maybe had less like lactate than other things did, but I didn't actually know that, so I wasn't gonna say anything about it. It makes sense though, because it is like anytime you ferment something or like alter it through some form of fermentation, you're breaking down the more complex chains, which are harder for your body to digest. So it would make sense to me that it's easier to digest yogurt than it is to digest milk. And that would make a lot more sense if you were fermenting, like if you were making yogurt out of your milk, it would make more sense than
Why
just
can't I
drinking
eat the
whole
little
milk.
guy? Okay, my guy's decided he wants to eat the little guy. I'm sorry, I was having some moments here where I couldn't see what was going on, so I was trying to like attack the eat the guys, and I like couldn't tell if they were there or
So
not.
yeah, we're just having a very intense yogurt conversation that you're not a part of.
Come on, grab. Reblow.
What?
He might
You
be
say
like
Greeblo?
he's holding. I think he might be like holding a rock or something. Yeah, he's holding a rock. Okay. Sometimes they just like grab rocks in the ground when I'm trying to make them grab something else, so I'd end up
Hey, it's just like me.
to grab the food. He just keeps insisting on grabbing rocks, and I want him to grab useful things. Okay.
Why is the who invented Wi-Fi on there?
Sorry?
I was trying to Google who invented yogurt. Oh, it's one of those stupid things. Okay, we can ignore that one. The Nomads. Wow, who the fuck is that?
You know, the nomads.
Probably Mesopotamia, so everyone invented yogurt.
Yeah. Nope, this time he decided to go up. The movement in this game can be kind of awkward because it's procedural.
Jesus Christ, origins of yogurt unknown, but it's probably discovered by the first Neolithic people.
I need to use spears on both of
Yogurt
those
is
flags.
older than I thought it would be. Yeah, so everyone would do it.
Gotcha. By the way, AJ, I got to the second act twist of your book, and it made the rest of the book make more sense. But the problem I had with it is that I think it was really interesting. I think the wondering about what the twist was more interesting than the twist itself. Because the fact that it was like repeating or whatever was neat. And then I found out what the twist was and I was like, oh. Alright then. So I feel like the execution of that part might need some work in order to feel like a real payoff to the like wondering part, you know?
Oh, it's bad. Okay.
What's bad?
Sorry, I was trying to figure out what the pot set yogurt actually was. It's okay, so pot set yogurt is literally just milk the culture and they put it in the like thing and then they do it and that's done. So there's like nothing, it's not like blended, it's not moved around, it's not like emulsified, it's just as is. But like
Raw.
if I wanted that, I would make it myself.
Yeah. Raw, untamed yogurt.
Yeah, so you pay like 20 cents more for like a less quality product.
Nice.
And there's also less stealth shale. This is the thing that I don't. Like, people are always freaking out about preservatives when they'll be like something very simple, like a certain type of salt. Like it'll be like a mineral salt, or it'll be like a chemical that is found in like everything that humans have been eating for like 2,000 years, and people are like, "There's preservatives in my food." And it's like, that's fine, buddy. It wouldn't if it was not okay. At least I know in Australia, if it was in your food, like it would be like it's perfectly fine for you. Like it's been tested a bazillion times for the last 60 years. I don't know what the FDA is in America is like though.
The FDA is pretty strict, I think.
Yeah, so that's why I imagine it'll be fine.
Yeah, I was absolutely fascinated when I got to the second part of the book, and I was like, oh! And then I found out what it was, and I was like, oh. That was the main problem I was having with it, was just that I felt like it was more interesting to think about than to find out about, and I think it might just be because it's underworked. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with the idea of the payoff itself. I think it's just, like, not foreshadowed properly, essentially. And I think something I would do, just, like, personally in this, is I would write out the stories of the individual people that are immortal or whatever. I would write out their individual stories just to make it feel like why did he fall off of that? I would write out their stories just to make it feel like, just to like set in my own mind what's going on, you know?
Does like need to be foreshadowed?
Yes.
But
For
why?
an effective twist, especially. Because otherwise, it just comes out of nowhere. It's not good storytelling. It's like Chekhov's gun.
But also, my question next would be like, is like, what if the audience doesn't even notice the foreshadowing?
The point of foreshadowing is for some members of the audience to be able to look back and be like, oh, okay, I understand now. Not to be like, not to just like have something happen and be like, I guess that's a thing that happened. To have something happen and be like, oh, that's why the other thing was like that kind of situation.
Yeah, but how do you how do you do foreshadowing without heavy-handedly smacking someone over the head? What counts as good foreshadowing that is strong enough to not bash you over the head with it, but also not terrible?
Um, Good foreshadowing will. Sorry, one second. Good foreshadowing, I think, usually. Good foreshadowing is usually something that. The way I always conceptualize of it isn't actually the like traditional definition, if you will, because the way
Well, you don't really
I
need a definition. I just want to know your ideas.
right, my idea of it is that you want a character's fate essentially to come from something. Like you don't want them to end up this way because a random chance, you know. You want there to be a reason why they are the way they are. Um, which is why, for instance, in my story, that Dusk repeatedly does like violent things, and the way he, and the thing that disables him is his own violence.
I don't think that's abnormal behavior. That's pretty normal.
You're
That's just how everyone acts.
like, I always do this, and I am very
I
normal.
always do the thing that I'm not going to say because it's a spoiler.
Yeah, AJ will see. Um,
We'll all see.
I can't make this jump for some reason, which is troublesome because I need to make that jump. Oh, the controls of this game are really something.
I don't like when they throw grenades at me.
I would go beyond making a backstory and actually write a story about them. Like, if you just write out what, like, if you're writing out a summary of what happens, you can't really get a sense for how it, like, feels to be in that situation the same way you can as when you're writing the story of these people. I'm running into some problems with doing this parkour section. Okay. The story was in no way easy to predict. In fact, by the end of the first act, I felt like the story was 100% done. Like, I had no idea where you were going to go with the last half of it.
Oh, you finished his book.
Did I finish it? No.
Oh.
I'm about halfway through right now. Halfway. Rainstorm coming.
Yawns.
Well, I got farther than I did last time, because last time I got killed. The problem I'm running into here is that I don't seem to be able to make this jump.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about his book still. It was like I
No.
heard it the last time. Last time I got killed. I was like,
Last
what?
time I got killed for reading the book, AJ just offed me.
You know, the like the windows running at you.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Because I'm doing the jump that I did before, but it's just not working anymore. I'm assuming it has to do with holding buttons or something. Some of the controls of this are like really obscure. Yeah, that made me go farther. Okay. You have to hold the button in the direction you're going for the jump to go as far as possible. And yes, I am about to die. I'm still gonna keep going anyway, just because I'm curious. I can't actually. Can I actually go this way? No, I can't. Okay. So I do have to make that long jump, so I'm seeing here. I like that those birds are still out there. Okay, it's coming. I do love the storms of this game just because they're very interesting to listen to.
Just like Jesus.
Here it comes. I'm gonna die in a second. I just have to wait.
No, are you trying to get yourself killed?
Sorry, bro.
Are you trying to get yourself killed?
I can't do anything. I just need to wait to die.
What happens if you get hit by the rain?
If I don't get hit by the rain, you said?
What happens if you do get hit by the rain? Like, what if you're caught out
Die.
there? Listen.
Yeah, you can see that my character's kind of slippy slide. Oh, and he's dead.
Oh. Poor guy. Why they draw X's on his eyes like that? That's so fucking.
We're just gonna do the usual kill the bugs strat. The twist, again, I just looked at that message again, but the twist is in no way easy to predict. I had literally no idea what the story was going to do until the moment of it happening. I really hate that you can't yank spears out of bones. Kill them with that. No, seemed like it. Maybe just come down here again.
Is Sonic even real?
No. Never played Sonic.
I don't think I've ever played a Sonage.
The problem I'm running into here is I don't even know if you can.
Oh, I have.
Oh,
I have played a Sonage game. It was a skateboarding one for the Kinect, I'm pretty sure. Was it snowboarding?
here.
Sonic Riders, I think, a game that I used to play for the Xbox 360 with the Kinect.
Just went right into the wall. I guess I'm not gonna eat this cycle, whatever. I really, really, really wish that you could retrieve spears from walls that you stick them into, because most of the time I stick them into walls, it feels like I didn't even mean to do it. Like there, I couldn't tell which direction I was aiming, so I accidentally threw it into a wall. Sonic
There's an
Freedom.
artist.
Yes, Bird?
Free riders and free riders? I thought it was like something else that I just said a minute ago. I found a post from an artist that says, throwback to when a client wanted me to do a character design of a woman and her only description was hot. After I sent over my design, she wrote, can you make her nose smaller? Big noses aren't hot. And now I make all my hot OCs with big noses out of spite.
I don't really get that personally. I tend to make most of my characters with big noses just because that's the ethnic feature I give them, I guess. Jay usually has a reasonably big nose.
See, that's the thing is I never noticed that they have big noses in quotation marks because I think they just have a regular sized face for a person.
Yeah, well, I mean, compared to other artists, I mean, if you're looking at human beings, they look like
Oh,
human,
man.
you know? But if you look at art, they don't look like other people's art, I think.
I remember one of my friends was playing a video game. It was like, oh, here's how you make your character hot in a video game. Just make their nose smaller compared to the rest of their face. And I looked at all the characters he made, and they look like children. I'm like, I'm gonna call the police.
Yeah. The authorities are coming for you.
Did you know you aren't safe now?
That took an embarrassingly long time to catch all those things just because I kept throwing spears into walls.
Oh, I need to do that thing anyway. I'm playing some Avatar.
Guitar.
Yeah.
I think I figured out a new aspect of the controls I was previously unaware of, which is cool. 5'6" tall and are my wife. And if they aren't my wife, get that shit out of here.
This isn't my wife. Why are you showing me this?
This game is so floppy, it is insane. Mother bug.
Michael ate a bug. Michael ate a bug.
I was saying mother bug, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the song.
You're saying hit song Michael ate a bug.
Yeah.
I really want that flower, but I'm concerned I'm not going to be able to get out the pit if I go in to get that flower.
Me being a parrot.
Okay, we're going to ignore the flower. Ignore the fact that it's nearly rainstorm time. It's rainstorm time. Spent so fucking long trying to get the goddamn food that I ran out of time to live. Oh.
What? Biggest risk to make looking first impossible. Nice.
In floral and frilly dresses. Is that how you imagine Semper? I should have just eaten the flower. I knew I wasn't gonna live. I don't know why I tried. This game spawns a special kind of like nihilism in me. I really wish they could throw spears in more enclosed areas, because if these guys just like stay in vertical passages, I simply cannot attack them. Okay. Should be able to get through the whole section this time. Yeah, I would say in terms of what I find attractive in characters, it's really I don't feel like there are any physical descriptors for me. Just I don't know. I find people attractive. Ugh.
Supposed to say me.
Well, I find, Bard, you are a person who I find attractive.
I'm a person?
I think so.
Oh.
So I'm told.
Oh.
I have found people other than you attractive, so I'm told.
Oh, that's fucked up. How could you say that?
You're like, Bard, you're like, Axel, I've literally never seen a man that wasn't you. Why would you say that about me?
Yeah, I'm attracted to nobody that isn't you.
Yeah, never ever, even once.
Yeah. That is true. Every time I like think of something, I'm like, what if it was my boyfriend?
Yeah. I think it's just because I find, like, different kinds of people so interesting, I guess. I don't know.
I've been told I have a very interesting face.
You're very beautiful.
That's not what I meant.
Er, Didn't know it could get through that gap. That was a really small gap. And the problem with those birds is that you're kind of fucked once they show up. Like, if you can't run, you kind of just have to wait for them to leave. Because you sure as hell can't fight them most of the time. They take a lot of hits to kill. I've killed one. I would know.
Murder.
Murderer. Come on. Come on.
I bring murder. You just know. Damn, look at him go. That is very frilly dressed.
I have no idea what's going on right now. I literally can't see what my character's doing. Okay, he was just refusing to pick up the thing I killed. Okay. 1 sec, I'll click on the link. Oh, that is a very frilly dress. I'm just gonna say fuck it, not really care if I get enough food for 2 cycles. I mean, you can't anyway, but...
I saw this interesting recipe for onions that you just cook like many hours a day, and it turns into this like caramelized goop. Like, that sounds like a great idea, but I also want to do something with that. And I don't know what. I
Yeah.
was wondering if you could just chuck it in a slow cooker though, because this guy was doing it on the stove. I'm like, slow cookers exist. I also saw someone using a pressure cooker on a stove, and that was terrifying.
Yeah.
So the ones I've seen have been, it's its own separate device, so it can't like blow itself up. But the idea of having a pressure cooker that you like a pressure vessel that you're controlling just by heat and intuition is just, like that is just a bomb. Like there's all these like safety valves and stuff, but like that is literally just a bomb that you are putting your hopes and prayers into.
That's what I call my heart.
Your heart is a bomb.
Yeah,
Is it about to blow up?
presumably. My character, I truly do not understand the controls sometimes, because sometimes this character does things that I just like fully did not press the buttons for them to do, and I don't know why they did them at all. AJ, you said that you've played Metroid Other M. Could you tell me your thoughts on it? Because I've never met anybody else who's played it, and it's fairly important to me, so I'm just like curious what other players think of it. At least given the way you talked about it, I assume you've played it, but I don't actually know, so I apologize if not. Did you see how he just fell? I was not clicking any buttons in that moment. He just decided to fall.
He likes falling.
I think I have to wait for him to calm down and then...
All the references I've said to like what?
like different media.
Yeah, but I don't know what I've said so much recently.
Well, you talk about like things you've seen a lot. I think.
I don't think it's much of a reference to something, is it?
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, I've got thoughts in my brain, they gotta go somewhere.
You gotta go out.
Imagine how boring it would be if I didn't say things.
No, it's not a good game. I think it is fun though. It's kind of famously a bad game, which I think means people give it less of a fair shake than they otherwise would, but it's not like a game that's worth giving
The
a fair
problem I
shake,
have
so I
with
get it.
a lot of things when it comes to people talking about stuff is like, if someone is like the general opinion of something is bad, most people are going to be like, ah, I think it's bad too. I want to be part of the in group. Ho ho.
Here's the thing, me and my cousins got a lot of enjoyment out of that game when we were little. There's a game called Federation Force. I mean, just the name alone is telling me it's probably not a good game. It's kind of the point of Metroid. Kind of the point of Metroid is is Samus. Trying to make games about the Federation is just like a waste of time. Who wants to play that? I don't. I don't, you don't, nobody wants to play games about the Federation.
Man, this is great. I love the government website that totally works. Every time I open the government website, it's like, we're having maintenance today and tomorrow. And I was like, oh,
And
I
tomorrow
want to
is the
actually
last
feel like I'm doing something in my life, please.
not allowed. Yeah, this is the only way out.
They call me the hexapod, the way I have 6 legs.
For real, for real? Oh my god. Are you fucking with me right now, video game?
Yeah.
Um, come on, little rat. Come on.
There's a rat?
He's not a rat. I just couldn't think of what to call him.
Oh.
You're like, I suddenly like this game a lot more.
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Oh man. This is not good news for gamers. Come on, little rat. Come on. Please. Oh my. I did it. I did it. Okay. Okay, I can't make that jump normally, so surely if I go this way. Yeah. Okay, that's a scabby coming through, I think. Okay.
Giant roots biome. Okay.
Local multiplayer. Soccer
Love.
blast ball. Oh, that, I mean, it sounds wonderful. I can't imagine how it would be great. How it would be bad. It sounds like a work of art. Okay.
Work of art.
Maybe you're supposed to go up this. Oh, you're be fucking with me, video game. How am I supposed to die, dude?
Are you supposed to fuck?
No. It's just, it's so difficult to do this platforming section that I don't really know how I'm supposed to do it any faster, you know? This was the problem I had in that one area that took me a billion years, and I don't
I'm getting
know.
Vietnam flashbacks of the Pale King's house.
Yeah. Nearly all are first-party Nintendo titles. That's fair. Me and my cousins got a lot of enjoyment out of Metroid Other M because it's just like so, like, I don't know. It's fun. I like it. Anyway, as you can see, if it starts raining, you're just dead. Like, I just have to wait to die right now, is what's going on. I think I'm reasonably close to the den, but I, like, just can't keep going if the rain is happening. That is true. We would play it with, like, groups of cousins. Usually it was me, and the cousin that was, the cousin that was nearest my age. We played. What was the game we played the most together? I think it was Super Mario
Puzzle
Galaxy
sounds like a
2.
younger cousin that is like
Puzzle.
like really young and still like in that proto
Yeah.
child phase with like a little goblin. It's a
Yeah,
puzzle.
my cousin.
Imagine having family members though. That's crazy.
Just because he played with me. Yeah. My cousins all. I mean, I don't know any of them that well because it's been a long time since I interacted with any of them. But we had a lot of fun playing Wii games when I was a kid. I remember they had an Xbox, but we didn't, and almost always we'd be playing games at my dad's house. So, like, when it came to game selection, it was the Wii or nothing.
Oh, do we not know what lean meat does? Who's low? I was like, I have 52 cousins, and I'm just like, I think I have one when I was little.
I think I'm
I had so
missing.
little family that someone could be like, "This is your cousin Jerry," and like, fucking is he?
Yeah, see,
I
you
haven't
could
seen this
tell
man in my
me
life.
like any number of people are my cousin, and I'd probably believe you because it's probably true, because I have a lot of cousins. They just fell. Yeah, I haven't seen most of my cousins since I was 14 as well. Because of my tragic backstory, also. I have like 7 cousins that are too young for me to know them really well because I'm the third oldest on that side of the family. And on the other side, I am the first oldest. So most of the cousins I know well are the older ones, obviously. Um, and even them, like, how many of them would I say? Like, probably 7 or 8 of them I know reasonably well. And most of them were younger than me by a couple of years. Or if not a couple of years, then, like, much younger than me.
My goal in life is to meet someone actually named Giuseppe.
Yeah, good to know.
I will not be taking any further questions.
I think I have like a similar number. Oh, within 3 years. Oh no. All of my cousins come from relatively few parents. So, like, my one aunt has 9 children or something like that, and all of them are obviously a couple of years apart from each other.
Only 9 children.
I accidentally hit the guy. Okay, we get through, gamers. I need to have a spear for this last part. Spear?
Huh? It's so confusing.
Oh, gotcha. I'm basically in the opposite situation where I have a lot of cousins, but or like relatively few aunts given the number of cousins. I don't think the weeds can kill this guy is the problem I'm running into. And if the weeds can't kill that guy, I kind of just have to wait for him to get out of the way. Once he follows me. I don't think he's following me though. I kind of just gotta hope he's not right here, which of course he is. He doesn't care though. He does not want to eat me, I guess. Work with me, bro. Bye. This game. Grizzly, it's all right. It's all right, Grizzly. I'm in the middle of playing a game that I can't pause.
He's just freaking out.
Okay, I think the easiest way to do this is just going to be to throw a spear at the wall.
Silk Woods. Great finds of Shadow Hollow.
Oh god, not another platforming challenge. Haven't I done enough? Haven't I suffered? Oh, rain is already coming.
I've met so many people that just like won't have kids, like have made the decision not to have kids. And I was wondering if it was the same as it was in the last generation, or if it was just like different.
I think more people are choosing not to have kids now.
But like, that's what I'm thinking is like, do we know that for sure, or is that just like the estimate?
Well, I mean, there's population statistics, so I assume you can, like, look it up.
Well, I suppose, but I don't. Well, it depends.
I mean, those aren't going to be too useful if you're wondering the average number of children immigrants have. But for, like,
No, but there's like a
citizens
difference
of
between wanting kids and like having kids.
so you're talking about the, like, having children on accident?
No, I'm talking about like you talk to anybody and they're like, "Oh, I don't want kids," but like people still have kids even though they don't want kids. Like people can say like, "I don't want kids," and then they find out later in life they want kids. But I was wondering if it's like the amount of people is the same as it always has been. If this is like the kind of thing that's just always been a thing, or if it's like less than normal.
You're saying, like,
Do you get what I'm saying?
kind of, yeah. Sorry, I'm really struggling with this game right now.
No, you're right. It's not like a necessarily like people don't have plan to have kids and they do have kids, or like they find out later in life they have kids. So is it just the people that I'm talking to are around my age and aren't ready for kids and they say they don't want kids, or if it's actually that there's less people generationally that want to have children?
I think that's another thing you could kind of just, like, look up to figure out, like, people who have children over the course of their entire lifetime kind of statistic.
Well, that's the problem being is like this generation is still very young and people aren't having children.
Yeah, but you could look at it for previous generations and see if there's a trend.
Well, I mean, that's the problem being is like I'm not sure a trend is going to help me.
So you're wondering if the like millennial or Gen Z generation is like exceptional in the number of people who don't want children in it?
Sort of, I guess so, but not so much. It's just interesting because I'm wondering if previous generations have like wanted kids or not wanted kids as much as
And
they
then
do
ended
now.
up with them? Gotcha. This sorry. This last platforming challenge, I keep trying to do this last jump and then it just keeps not working and I'm really confused by it. Oh man, I'm gonna die again. I don't really want to do this again, but whatever. I think the main like I think there's a couple of problems with this game, but the worst one would have to be the controls. Just the fact that the controls only seem to work some of the time is probably the thing I
Well, I
like
mean,
about the
see,
game the
that's
least.
the thing that AJ just said is the like boomer generations like and Gen X kind of lived in like the land of plenty when it came to like the ideas and whatnot. Like they didn't really think about climate change because like fucking oil companies were telling them for years that it wasn't real. But people didn't think about their consumption like they do today. So like one of the things people think about is when having kids is like that's a financial consumption and that's like a other consumption of like resources and other things. Like is
Mhm.
that an ethical thing to do? Do you want to raise kids in this kind of era?
Yeah. That's one of the things that I think is nice about adopting children is that you don't have to worry about bringing people into the world because they are already in the world.
That's already a child that you're fixing, yeah.
That you're fixing?
Yeah, like fixing the situation of it being in the world. So you're not adding another problem. You're like taking the like you're fixing a child's need for a house.
Okay. I was like, you're solving the child
Fucking settle
question?
down.
And
You're like, oh, he's gonna say a bad thing. Ooh, I was like,
that
shut up.
wasn't what I meant.
Yeah, of course it was. You're like, I'm going to kill you.
Okay, so the problem I'm kind of running into here is that I get through this whole situation, and then I get to this part, and my character simply will not do the jump on that one small island for some reason. Like, it simply will not do it, as far as I can tell. Because I tried a whole bunch of times, it just wouldn't work. And I can't tell if it's because I'm doing something wrong or if it's because the controls aren't working, because the controls in this game don't work very consistently as far as I can tell. The guy just kind of does whatever. Hey, man. Stop hitting me.
You're doing what?
Sorry, Bard. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry
For what?
for saying that. I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry? Oh, I'm confused.
I didn't mean to say something that would be hurtful.
You didn't say anything hurtful. You said fucking amen. I said you're doing what to a man? What?
I didn't say anything. I'm sorry.
I'm very confused.
Sorry. The game is just. I'm having some stress because the game is stressing me a little bit, so it's hard for me to communicate properly. So I'm having a hard time saying what I want to say. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. That's something my mom wanted to be a genetic counselor. She was studying to do it for a long time, and an issue she had with studying for that is that she didn't have the right attitude for it, because if like, she's presented with a problem where it's like, okay, you have a couple where they have these certain genetic diseases, and they ask you like, okay, so you tell them about these genetic diseases they have, and then you have to just kind of like sit there and listen to them decide whether or not they want to have children. And my mom would be like, no, don't do it. Like, you're subjecting your children to a lot of shit if you do it, so don't do it.
Wait, you're not allowed to do that?
Alright?
Are you not allowed to do that?
Yeah,
Tell people not to do it?
the idea.
I suppose it's like therapists aren't supposed to tell you to do anything. They're supposed to just be like, maybe you should do this.
Yeah, they're supposed to just like sit there and tell you the facts and then like have you come up with a decision on your own. But when my mom
I
would
can
like,
imagine that.
sorry,
Continue.
when my mom would like be in these situations, she wouldn't like be able to in good conscience give the expected therapist response, because like she's seen how children with genetic diseases can like really suffer, so she doesn't want to like encourage people to subject their children to that.
Yes. I was gonna say, I imagine it very hard being a therapist and watching someone's life fall apart in front of them and be like, you can't make them do something, you kind of just have to suggest it for like ages and be like, can you please?
Yeah. Would you kindly?
Would you kindly get your shit together?
See, I can't even tell what my little guy's holding right now. Okay.
Don't say his penis, don't say his penis.
Okay, now he's holding the food I wanted him to. Great, 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 great. My brother wanted kids because he that's
Hmm?
it's just funny to me, the idea that someone's like
No.
there's not
Okay.
enough white people. Like, that's
Oh,
just
I
a
hate
really
that.
funny reason, because there's so many white people. Like, aren't there too many already, guys? Do we really need more? I wanted to make that up, just like that. Okay. Basically, what you have to do when you fight enemies in this game is you gotta juke them. Fuck them up.
Oh.
Oh. The run to this bonfire is pretty tight. Why did he do that?
My sibling did that, but now they're trans and left-leaning.
Yeah. There are two wolves inside, yeah.
It was a bit dicey in there in like the middle for a bit.
Yeah. It's kind of how I feel about my sister. Like, I'm worried about her, like, becoming
Turbo racist.
a turbo racist, yeah. Grizzly! All is well, my bear. Okay, Grizzly needs to go outside or he's going to blow. Grizzly, are you going to die? Are you going to literally explode if you don't go outside, Grizzly? Are you going to literally die? Okay, let's go outside.
Oh. Conservatives are weird when they want to like ban birth control and shit. I'm just like, just don't understand. It's like, do they not want to have sex?
Grizzly usually likes to
What?
stay outside for a bit, so. It's funny to me that your brother would be like, "Oh, I have to have more children," and then like the Lord himself is just like, "Counterpoint: your wife has fertility issues." Ugh. Just one of those things where it's like, this happened on purpose. What
Oh, I figured it out. Never mind.
did you figure out?
I was thinking to myself, why are conservatives so weird when it comes to like contraceptives? Because they're like, oh, you know, they don't like contraceptives. They want to like ban birth control and like weird stuff like that. Well, like birth control is to like take agency away from women, but like I was like, do they not want to have sex as well? Then I remembered the kind of people conservatives are, and they have like sex like once a year. I'm like, ah, that'll be why.
Yeah.
They are not human.
And if they
Do
are,
not
they're
move with
definitely
these
not of the
things.
local species.
Definitely not.
Thousands of dollars of dildos. That's like way, a lot of dildo money, you know? I feel like once you hit the
Yeah.
$1,000 mark on the dildos, you're kind of like in for all, you know?
It's a bit of a mixed bag, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, I've just like from what I hear about straight couples, it does seem like they don't have sex that much.
Yeah.
I was hoping I could make that jump without doing the thing, but here we are. I think it might just be
Hearing how
based
straight
on.
people talk about sex is depressing. So I'm like, do you guys need help? Are you okay? Think twice if you need help. I won't offer anything. I'll just stand there and point, I guess.
Yeah, you're just gonna be like, haha, he needs help.
Haha. Haha, no sex for you.
I think it's already basically rain time. I think I'm gonna end up in kind of like an infinite loop type situation where I'm constantly trying to get through this and I get to like the last room every time or something, you know? Okay,
The infinite spiral.
yeah. Uh, having a thought. Having a thought. Okay. I think this can work. Okay, the problem is that my plan specifically hinged on having spears around, and there are no spears around. But yes, it is already rain time, so That's fun. I don't even feel like I had that much chance. I really hate that you can't just like reset to the previous thing because like once it starts raining, you're fucked. Like you can't do anything. Oh man. If I had more spears in the spot, I think I could have made it. Because like the den is like right above here. It's like right up there
I'm
basically.
gonna say something controversial.
But
I don't like games with timers in them.
I also don't like games with timers on it. That's why I was saying with Baldur's Gate, I didn't like that all of the characters were constantly just like, you have to do it now or I'm gonna die.
I mean,
Like,
it does happen, but not so much. Only 6
I
to
felt like it was
30.
constant for the first like 10 hours of the game, people being like, please, my wife is gonna die if you don't do this thing right now. My sister got captured by the thing and they're probably gonna eat her.
And we say, hopefully, and walk away.
Yeah. And I just have to wait to die.
But there's not actually a timer in the game.
I know there isn't actually a timer in the game.
Why'd you keep punching me then?
Sorry. He's like, I feel like there's a back and forth. What is this thing gonna kill me? Jesus. See, I think the timer concept would be fine in this game if, and only if, the controls actually worked. Because with the controls not working, then navigating the world in a timely fashion is like impossible.
I need to find more root, is what I need to do.
Okay, this time we got the bad spawn, which has only one spear here. So I'm actually just going to ignore the bugs and use the poppy corn that's coming up. I don't know why I'm even bothering to fight the bugs, actually, because I know there's poppy corn coming, so there's no point in fighting the bugs. Gonna be future time saving, I guess. To me, this feels like one of those games where you just like play it over and over again to find the perfect route. Are they called roguelites? Roguelikes?
Is it a roguelike?
And, no, a game that you like play it over and over again to find the perfect route for an area. Are those called roguelikes?
Well, yes and no. Roguelike is a genre that's defined by like a certain amount of things.
I think most genres
Okay,
are.
so the original roguelike was you're in a dungeon and it's a flat generated area and there's a ladder that goes down to the next level. You can find things to level you up and when you die the game starts again. So you have to keep getting lower and lower and lower and lower and you have to be more efficient when you do it. And then there's games like Hades, which is a roguelite, which is the same kind of concept, but you go through levels and you keep going, and if you die, you start from the beginning, but you keep some collectibles that you had and some other things, and you use that to level up to become stronger to do more stuff. And you can keep going through stronger and stronger and stronger and getting more better at the game. That's a roguelite.
I think this is
What
more
this
like
one
a
is
roguelike.
like a Not so much. It's like a open map platformer. Non-linear
Yeah.
platformer,
But the
perhaps?
idea for it is just that you do the game over and over again until you figure out how to do it perfectly. Which from the description sounds like what a roguelike is.
But that's not what I would call a roguelike.
What would what would you call it then?
Uh, I just described it. It's a non-linear platformer.
Yeah, but it strikes me as having like a lot of the same like the same function of doing the same thing over and over again until you figure out how to do it perfectly. That's what this game is about.
Yeah, but that's like you're not really trying to do roguelikes perfectly. You're just optimizing your path through. You don't have to be doing like the most perfect thing. You just get more items that like build your character better. Like there is no level up in this game. There's no like getting more collectibles. There's no like improving yourself. It's just like doing the same thing over and over again, like Super Meat Boy or something like that. They're going from like one place to another. And roguelikes also tend to be top down or isometric. This is like a side scroller.
It is.
Let's look at the tags on Steam and I'll see if it's got a roguelike in it. It's gonna be like existential horror or something. Dating sim. Difficult atmospheric survival exploration. Platformer 2D. Open world 2D platformer. Survival horror Metroidvania cute. Physics simulation single player action Souls like.
And Souls-like is a funny term for it, but yeah.
It's just because the game's hard, someone will always throw that there.
Yeah, that's true.
Input lag is the reason one of my friends didn't sell it. Refunded the game.
This game?
Yeah.
There's input lag?
When you press a button, does it happen immediately or does it take a little while?
It happens like immediately.
Okay, well, like when the guy bought it, so he was complaining about it.
Okay, we already got to rainstorm time, and I'm already dead. Because there's only one spear in this room. Oh, wait, there's some up there. Okay, I mean, I'm already dead because, like, the rainstorm is already here, but, like, there are some spears up there, which is nice, I guess. It would have been nice if I got to use them. But by the time I got here, the rainstorm had already begun, so... I would really just like to get to the next, like, section is my problem. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on, little guy. I can't even get up
That
there.
big yawn.
I can't even get up there. Okay. We're gonna exit. Story. Click. And this time we're just gonna skip the bugs, so we'll just get the food at the hobby.
Michael ate a bug. Michael ate a bug. Have I sent you that one? It's the one with
No, I
gun
don't think so.
sketch. Oh, that's really good. But it's like a whole song that they're singing.
Yeah.
But there's another sketch like later on that has that as a ringtone for the guy's phone.
Yeah, I suppose... I think if I had to give, like, a very specific piece of, like, criticism on this, it would be that there are a couple problems with the game, and I feel like if you fixed just one of them, then the game would entirely be better, because it would like, the problems make each other worse.
What would that problem be?
Like, if you take the fact that there's a timer, okay, there's a timer and bad movement. If there was just a timer or just bad movement, it would be fine, but since there's both, then you're pressured to do things quickly in a system that makes it incredibly difficult to do anything at all. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas if it was no pressure to do things quickly, but it's still difficult to do things, then it would be like, whatever. But if there's pressure to do things quickly in a system where it's really hard to do things, then it's a problem. But it's not a problem if it's just one or the other, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. To me, it just sounds like the game's too fucking like rough for what it wants to be. And I feel like the developers probably got that dopamine hit of being told that their game is difficult, and they're just like riding on it rather than like making it accessible.
See, because that's kind of funny, because all of the DLCs are easier. From what I
Oh yeah,
heard,
but
at
like,
least.
wouldn't you make the main game like easier as well?
Well, it depends on the developer, you know, like FromSoft has the attitude of never changing their games once they're released. I say attitude because it's not literally true, because sometimes they do change it, like they added Torrent. But most of the time, once a FromSoft game is released, I think the devs just want to forget about it, basically, from the fact that the games don't really get changed at all, even if there's really big issues with
You
them.
also, this is what I told you this one a while ago. But you have to like sink in the cost of being like a game developer when you have a game on a million platforms, and you have to figure out if it's like worth the investment on changing something. Is it really going to matter to change something? And like, is it worth going through the approval process of like 12 different companies for it to work? When you make a video game and have it on like an Xbox, a PlayStation, and a computer and whatnot, you have to send it for approval for updates to every single company.
Okay.
So a lot of like this is what happened with Warframe all the time. Is the Warframe devs would tell people that the game is ready, everything's fine. It's just we have to wait for the PlayStation thing to say that they're ready for it. So updates would be held back, and they'd have to like deal with a whole bunch of stuff. So like as a company, you have to think: is it worth my time to do all this stuff for like an increase that maybe like 3 players are going to see? So that's why when they do DLCs, they usually do these like massive sweeping update changes, because that's when to do them.
Yeah. Sure. But I guess the Rain World devs probably have the same like thought in their mind in regards to changing the game, because this is a multi-platform game.
The Rainbow devs are also an indie studio, so they should have like free reign to change it.
Probably, yeah. They probably also have, I mean, they have less time and money than a big studio, though.
Maybe yes and no. You have easier control over your product than you do if you're in a big studio.
Fuck. Okay, were we running? It just went straight through. For the record, it is not supposed to do that. The game's breaking before my very eyes. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm probably not gonna make it to the end anyway.
Alan Core is a weird series. I really didn't know it existed until like the 6th game. Like I knew they existed, but like I didn't think people would like them so much. Especially when like video games tend to be very specific audiences. So you find that one person that's like, "Oh, they made Gingo Bungo 6? I loved Gingo Bungo 5 from like 2001."
Yeah.
And it's like a game that is only like was only sold in like Vietnam, you know? It's like, how did you even get a copy of that game?
Yeah, that's happening literally every time. I think it's because I have to grab something at the end of it, so I'm pressing the up button too soon. Yeah, I haven't played a lot of those games that are like highly niche or like weird console games or whatever because all the games I played were like Nintendo or like popular enough to warrant like people playing them on Steam or whatever, you know.
Something I was gonna say that I'm trying to forget. Oh, you're talking about the game being like hard, dying a lot, being difficult, and being short in time. They could
Mm-hmm.
also remedy this by making it so that dying wasn't so like the fact that it punishes you for dying on top of all the bad things as well is also like a big rude thing.
Yeah, the death punishment is the part of it that bothers me the least. I think just because I am a Dark Souls gamer, you know, like getting punished for dying is kind of just the expectation for me personally. That's what happens in every game I play. Um,
Well, yeah, that doesn't stop it from being a bad like thing on top of everything else that is a problem.
yeah, like
So
if
like, you were
it was,
complaining about the stress, so like adding more stress to that seems like bad.
yeah, like I think if it was, what was it? It was that, I think if it was like two of the three, right? Death punishment, poor controls, no timer, I would be fine. If it was poor controls and timer but no death punishment, I would be fine. But having all three at the same time, it's like, no, no, I can't deal with it.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
I don't think I'll even be able to get to the area I want because you have to have like a certain level to use it. Like, I think I've died too many times to get to the area I want to get to. Which sucks. And I feel like most of my deaths here have been kind of cheap, because most of the time it's just because, like, my platforming took too long, so I just, like, die on the way there. It's happened, like, 6 times now. Because the section is, like, unreasonably long. This is, like, as long... It feels as long as the one section I did on the underhang that, like, nearly killed me. It's just that the stress is lower because there's fewer enemies attacking me.
Yeah, the thing about bugs is also true. Niche games. I can't really think of. I don't really know many games that other people don't know.
I also do not know many games other people don't know.
Wow, your test is overdue. You should check your eyes. Come have your eyes looked at.
I don't know why this guy has attacked me. They're not supposed to attack you unless you do harm to them. I don't think I did harm to it. No?
Ooh.
Yeah, my favorite games are like... Both of my favorite games are reasonably popular indie games, like Hollow Knight and Journey. Both reasonably popular, reasonably indie games. I don't tend to play a lot of really niche games. I think this game... No, this game is not the most niche game I've played. The most niche game I've played is Unworthy, because like 500 people have played that game.
I wonder if you can find out what your like least popularly played game is.
Like on Steam, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, again, I do just like know what mine personally is because of because I just like know the character is just like straight up refusing to jump at this point. I guess I need to give him some rest.
Maybe mine is Subnautica, I guess.
That's a pretty damn popular game.
Yeah, but it's not that popular.
I I don't it's the from what I know it's pretty popular. It's not like a shooter game.
260,000 reviews. That's pretty popular. Scorn, maybe? Let's go check Scorn, shall we? Okay, Scorn is currently my my strangest favorite game.
Gotcha.
It's got 10,000 reviews.
In terms of favorite games, kind of picky on my favorite games just because, like, I tend to have kind of picky opinions, you know? Bard knows that best of all.
What? Really? No.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, Satisfactory. Oh, okay. Where is it?
I very much doubt it's Satisfactory. That's a very famous game from what I
No,
know.
I said I wonder how many people play. It's also not that famous.
Yeah, I think I'm playing too poorly at this point in the night. I think I'm just gonna quit, call it a night. Thank
It
you for
is
watching,
really late.
everyone, and I hope we all sleep well. AJ, I hope your wife sleeps well, since it's past wife bedtime.
Damn.
Thanks for steaming. Oh, no problem. I love to steam.
Bye.
Goodbye.